Hey everyone, welcome back. Things are about to get really, really interesting here. I left off talking about Alina, the infamous Alina. Alina, boy, I wish you would have seen her. Uh, this girl, like I said, rocked my world. Like I've been with numerous girls all around the world. Nobody like this. I mean, just like came at me like a freight train, like a mule. And her lasting words to me is that she said, "You will go to Kiev, Ukraine, and you will like it there." Like basically, like I said, she's like the Russian mafia and Bavarian Illuminati in one. And I can tell you that if they weren't as powerful as they are, Trump would be president again. Not to say that he could not come, him and some military Zionists, pull some crazy shit coming up here soon. Nothing would surprise me at this point. Nothing. I mean, the complete control. I talked in the past about how there's like this whole connection between like Greenville, Pennsylvania, the DuPonts, Biden, country club people. Like it's this whole thing is together. This whole thing, and like I really believe it's like you have to be like a pedophile. It's like a secret pedophile club, basically what it is. But anyhow, so yes, like I said, Alina, like I gave her genetics. Like this is where I gave like other places as well, but like this was the one that where I really got my protection from. And she even gave me, ironically, con Tex. Like she knew, like Texas was a con, and like she was going to protect me against these people, and she did. And this expires is like 11/21, I think it is, which is or like something like that, or like 12/21. It's what expires, and like we're here now. It's kind of interesting that date, like something bigger is going to happen soon. But anyhow, yeah. So she told me, go there. And okay, so like she met Ivanka before, like many years before, and like tried to like go up to her and be real cool and everything, talk to her. And Ivanka was a straight CUNT. Like she thought that her and Don, like they were just going to be king and queen of the world. I mean, they thought they had the champagne on ice. Them and people like Epstein and all these other people, the Pentagon, connected dots to British royal family, connected dots to, all around the globe. These people, spread this like a cancer. All Lena needed was genetics full, like my genetics, and she, she's on her way starting her own colony or whatever, and she knew that she had the closest thing to the Grail. She had like some kind of omen to tell me to go to Kiev, and like I did too. So like, back up to 2016, like there's this weird, interesting stuff going on. I just want to put this in there. Like I get out of the crazy camp that they sent me to, the Pennsylvania State Police, who were secretly behind the scenes pedophiles and screwing clones that they stole from me and my mother. And basically, like I go to this guy. I'm having like issue with my testicle. It's like messed up, or like I like this epididymis thing on it, and like go to a urologist, and they're like, oh, you have gynecomastia, and I have to get a mammogram, and I have gynecomastia, and I give me all these my blood. All of a sudden, my blood results are like ape shit. Like my estrogen level is extremely high. And, like I really believe that they like gave me like they messed with my hormone levels to like make my estrogen level extremely high. To like that, probably I have a higher prevalence of female childbirths. It's like feminizing, basically, and like there's certain benefits to it. Like your skin looks good. You don't have a whole bunch of body hair. You age very like much better. But like it also puts you're amped up all the time. You can tell that I'm a very energetic person, very deep like sexual drive. They say that angels are androgynous. That means that they're not either male or female. They're like both, like they're kind of like a android or something like that. It's kind of interesting. And extra, just to let you know that like extra estrogen turns into testosterone, and like I said, in time it can be very unhealthy. And like I had this whole thing with the Johnson and Johnson Corporation. It's like in the process of going down. And it's like these people. You can't underestimate how evil they are. Like they will go like they don't want me having anything. They don't want me. Like I said, I'll be surprised if this even gets viewed. I wouldn't be surprised if my channel gets taken down. But I talked about like this whole thing is just like, let's just stop and just like what I'm telling you, if it's true. I mean, imagine if you're me. The whole thing is surreal. Like sometimes I stop and think to myself, like, how can a little country boy from southeastern Pennsylvania become like this divine entity, or like a, something like this? And it like I said, it's amazing. I can tell you just from back tracing everything that it's part of something much bigger. Like everything, like I said, that is built and happened to this point was like part of something much bigger. And I can tell you that, like, as we get closer to the singularity, like as we get closer to the single point where everything boils down, there's like less, like you have more wobble room because there's more time. But like as you get lesser time, there's less wobble room because everything becomes focused on that single point in time. And I talk about this in my Theory of Everything presentation. And also, when you get towards closer to the end, insignificant people become even more insignificant. Like it's weird. It's like kind of like the Back to the Future photo example or something like that. It's really, really weird. Like it gets into implores into a whole deeper element of physics and like dimensions, time, aliens, space, angel, demons. It's like all together here. And like that's why I keep telling you to watch my Theory of Everything, because like I can't go through it here. Like I don't want to turn this into a 6-hour presentation. I'm going to try to, like I said, expedite this. It's going to get really, really interesting. But yeah, Obama I talked about, and like he killed off an entire generation with with fake heroin. Like I said, there used to be real drugs, and then like when he came in, it like went to elephant tranquilizer, horse tranquilizer, and fentanyl. And I saw this firsthand. It was nothing short of a Holocaust. Absolutely nothing short of a Holocaust. Personally, I think the guy should give his Nobel Peace Prize back along with the prize money. I think it's a disgrace to the medal, especially this guy created ISIS. I mean, it's not even debatable. United States created ISIS, and they wonder why a lot of people in Israel hate the United States and like actually favor the Russians. So, people. It's funny because people always said that I look like Barron, like without even seeing the child photos of mine. Like I could show you other ones, and I'm not trying to just pick on this kid, but like I really believe what I'm saying is substantiated. I really believe, like I said, he is AB negative, and I believe Melania is AB negative. And Trump knew about this, and he thinks that he's like some kind of like circus master or something like that. And like I said, if he had as much power as he thought he had, and everybody else thought he had, he'd be president still. And like I'm going to tell you some really cool stuff here. Like I said, I think Melania was a clone from Anne, my mother's grandmother, or my mother's mother, who maybe didn't die. And so then June 2019, I go to Kiev. I go to Kiev, Ukraine first. Then I go to Odessa, and then I went back to Kiev. I met an amazing girl there. Her name was Liana. She had A negative blood type. Another alien. I mean, this girl looked like straight Cro-Magnon. Like total, like the features and everything. Her father, her mother was a Russian doctor. Her father, I think, maybe was from France. She looked kind of German, to be honest with you. She didn't look as Russian and Ukrainian as some of the other girls did. But like I was magnetized to her, like pulled right in. Like if you have my B positive, her A negative, it would like create the AB negative, which is like a singularity effect of the Grail. So I was like, we went on a couple dates. Like when I came back from Odessa to Kiev, we're going to meet up again. And like, I'm starting to, before that, I'm having like this terrible, terrible anxiety. And I get like I said, my psychic intuition, I trust it 100%, like with all my life. And like, whenever I start having this, it either means two things. Either means something bad is really ready to happen to me, or something bad is ready to happen like in the world, like something bigger. And like, I know it. It's just like, it's weird. It'll just come out of nowhere. And, I didn't know this, but there was getting ready to be nuclear warfare, like that second. Like it was really, 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 really close to happening right then. And like, just like they made deals with the Russians before I went to Russia, they made deals with the Ukrainians. This time, D-bag Trump was in. So I go to meet this girl on the final date, and this guy is like arced up like crazy. I mean, like look like the closest representation to heaven. Like, I mean, not even like blows Hollywood effects out of the water. Like there was beaming halos of light all over. I have some pictures, but like I have so many. Like I'll post them here. But It was crazy. I mean, undeniable. Just like something was going on, like something bigger. The sky, like I said, arced up, and then like this girl was like totally into me, and like it was like everything just was going on, and out of nowhere she gets like a phone call, and you know, like something was weird. I think that was like the whole premise. Like something got to her, and then so I'm like getting ready, like we're like going in. I'm like getting ready to like move in to kiss her, and like there's a huge like this cloud looked like it was like going to open up like a door to heaven, and like there was like light tracing around the clouds, like it was going to like open up, like I said, like a doorway to heaven or like a rapture, something huge and crazy. I mean, like this is absolutely insane. And like it was supposed to go down in 2019 June, Kiev, Ukraine, but the greedy evil thugs weren't going to have it. I know exactly what happened now. Like the whole thing that they tried to say about Trump and Ukraine, he gave them the money to like, I guess, attack Biden. There was something more to that. Like he actually called and like basically bought off the Ukrainian military, which is kind of sad that my own people would do this. But because I had ties already to Russia, it's understandable why the Ukrainians would do this. The Ukrainians are sad people. I mean, they're good people, but like they're really not comparable to the Russians. They like if you could go along the road and throw some crumbs on the ground and they'd be right there to pick them up. Where like the Russians have pride. The Ukrainians are like soft. They're like real soft people. Still amazingly beautiful woman, but like now I know, like I said, I knew what would happen. And like they were trading my, like, first off, how many people do you know that can say that they gave genetics to the Russians or traded them for protection? None. Like nobody. Like the Russians have plenty of good genetics. Like I'm not trying to like pacify my ego or something, but like they had already traded stolen genetics from me back to Ukraine. And like I said, that like there's some like the United Nations, all these other people got involved, the Clintons, this and that, and like they've been stealing genetics from me for years. And I'm not even so sure that my mother wasn't involved. Like at some point, like all this, if this is true, like the world would have serious questions for her. Like I love her dearly, but she's about the only one anymore that I even like give the time of day to. I pretty much blacklisted everybody else. And so like I said, I immediately knew what was going on. And it's, like I said, it was very evident. Like I said, Trump, like I said, like now it makes complete sense why Trump would want to do this. He wants the singularity himself. He wants to go on a spaceship to heaven himself. The fat, lazy bastard that he is. And, he thought, like I said, that he was going to be able to cross Barren. And, he thought that he was going to be able to do it. Like he thought that they had it stolen from me, icing on the cake, champagne, with the fucking Bush cartel. Which like half of them are like my family's embedded in these people, like my neighbors. It's like, please somebody save me. Yeah. So like I said, like that happened. Okay. Now like out of all my cloud formations that I talk about, which they are real, you can see the pictures. Go to my ability to control the ionosphere and manifest cloud formation site, and you like try to tell me. Go look into the intro section, click on those links, and you tell me that I don't have abilities to do some crazy shit. You tell me. Okay, so anyways, okay, the next one. It didn't happen, like I said, like as I wanted, so we're walking away and I see huge white horse upside down. And like I didn't realize it right away, but then like it came to me. Behold a pale white horse, and his rider was death, and hell followed with him. This would be the beginning of terrible plagues on the earth. And straight out of Revelation, the four horsemen. It's a really interesting part of like interpretation. Like you read about the four horsemen. Tell me, are the four horsemen good or the four horsemen bad? It's like kind of like a gray area of ambiguity in the Bible, but like definitely prophetic nonetheless. And there was many other ones that were prophetic as well. It says in the book of Daniel, like somebody would like look across the river and saw a beast with two horns, something like that. I saw like that. Many, many, many other prophetic stuff like this, total prophecy. And like I said, like this would be the beginning of some crazy shit that would go down. And so later that year in October, I actually went back to St. Petersburg. I'm glad that I did, because this was like things were getting ready to fall apart. And I just had amazing times in Russia. Like I said, I'm looking to go back there again. And this Liana girl, she wanted to meet up with me again. They realized that they made a mistake. But like there's a certain weird element of this to like you get like one chance with me. And like if you want to play like you're a hard ass or like you're a big girl or like whatever you're going to do, you're not going to get another chance. Like there's just certain weird rules. Like, I'm not trying to, sound pompous like Trump, all these other people, but that's just, it's just weird. But, so, like, my sister, I think she was living in Philadelphia. I want to also mention, okay, so when I was in Moscow the first time, I met this girl named Fatima Nizamova. And this girl just changed my life. And I truly believe that, like, Putin, like set it up so that I was going to meet her. Like, I didn't want a Muslim girl. Like, I wanted a beautiful Ukrainian Russian girl, like everybody else wants, with the pretty eyes and like just straight Barbie sex doll. And like everybody, and I guess has the same aspirations in life. But and then, like, this, like, if I had omnipresence, like, the big issue now is, I guess there's a lot of girl next doors, and like the girl next doors, I guess they get upset, seeing beautiful girls that are prettier than them. And, like, I guess because I come from such beautiful genetics that I have to go with crappy genetics, and I can't be equally yoked. Like, I have, like, I don't know. But anyhow, so this girl, like I said, she was like an Uzbekistan princess, came from an amazing family. She spoke 5, like, very, very difficult languages. I mean, like, I used to have this major disdain for Muslim people, and, like, that's how I was raised. Like, my father, everybody else, and, like, this girl, like, I not only, like, came to like Muslim people, but I found out that they were some of the best God-fearing people on the face of the earth. This girl was so pure. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you. Like, she never even saw sex on TV until she was, like, much older. Like, she was as loyal as they can be. Like, a Muslim girl would kill for you. She would get this look in her eyes, like you crossed her wrong, she would kill you. They're serious people. Like the best. The Muslim girls, the best. I never actually got to meet her again. There's this other guy, this guy named Mike, that was involved, like, the CIA, I think. Like, he was with her sister, and, like, the government's always been trying to stay one step ahead of me. Luckily, the CIA is failing and flailing, and becoming, I guess, losing their existence in many ways. But, so, yeah, I truly am blessed to have met her, and I gave some of this information to her years ago. Like, I knew about, like, the whole thing with Barron and the Trumps and the Ivanka, like, many years before they were in power, in the White House. And around this same time, my alchemy told me that Alina, like, disappeared, went off the face of the earth, or, like, not off the face of the earth, but, like, basically she went underground, and, like, nobody knew where she was. And later, I actually remote viewed and found out that she was in Greenland. Like, she got really, really upset about this. Just, like, in the northeast Greenland, there's, like, major facilities. It's Denmark. Like, I actually went to Denmark later. I don't think she's there anymore. But she knew what was coming. She knew, like, with Trump, everybody knew for years what was happening. This was not like everybody saw this a million miles away, that, like, they were going to try to steal the third temple and play this game and make him, like, some kind of monarch of, like, the America. And, like, pretty much everybody's had Ivanka. I mean, not to put her out there like that, but, like, Trump Jr., Barron, like they tried to cross all these different things and everything. And they I don't see any UFOs or, like, crazy cloud formations floating around them. And I don't even think they could go out in public ever again, to be honest with you. And she knew that, like, Trump and Ivanka and Barron were, they said, we're going to try this whole overthrow, like, bloodlines of divinity. And it made complete sense of why they did what they did in Ukraine. And basically, like I said, Michael, the Archangel, is, like, some people may say, like, the second coming, the Messiah. I have exuded enough traits to where like I said, I'm convinced that, like, I'm a messenger of God, at the very least. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, like, trying to, like, the meaning, like I said, of Michael is he who is like God. It says Michael is a prince, Michael is a judge, and he holds the book of life. Which that would be like the coolest thing of all. Like, the greatest honor bestowed upon you is to, like, decide who would go to heaven and hell. And, like, I've actually come to realize that it has to do with, like, how you're thinking. Like, it's weird. It's deeper into the Akashic record, like, all past, present, and future things, like, mixed together. And it's, like, really weird, like, how, like, the present can dictate the future and can be dictated by the past at the same time. Like it all comes together. Really, really, really weird. But they know that, like I said, when I show up, it's bad for business. That like basically, the law of God is going to be upon you, and that like there's certain people that are just going to right off the bat be like they're going to come after people who've stolen genetics, people who've stolen money from people who are destroying the earth unnecessarily, like people from Texas, drilling oil and all kinds of crap. And like I just want to put out there as well, like I have suppressed medical or suppressed energy videos, like where you could just take like a simple hydraulic motor, like hook it up to a car, and like without even a motor, or like put it on a boat. And like my best analogy is like, if you ever watched the movie The Perfect Storm, or like The Deadliest Catch, they have this hydraulic arm that pulls up the pots, like thousands and thousands and thousands of pound pots, like fast and deep. Like you can hook it up with gears and get different configurations and ratios, and like make it really fast or really torquey, whatever you want to do. And like they have that running, but yet you need thousands of horsepower diesel motor. You don't need that. No, you could like put a 5 horsepower motor and probably run the hydraulic pump and it would turn. Like it's just one of them. Like you just ponder on that one and say, is this guy crazy, or like does he maybe know what he's talking about and they don't want him to have any money, or like anybody they don't want me to get off my feet. And like if people knew how bad like the cover up was about the oil and gas, think about it. Like they have Lamborghinis and Ferraris that probably have like 600,000 moving parts. Like imagine the engineering. Imagine if you only needed like 13 parts on a car and you could fix it yourself and carry them extra. Like you see where like this is like major conspiracy. And like basically everybody would realize that the Texas oil money kids are the cancer of the fucking earth. I truly mean that. Now, this being said, when I was going home from Kiev, Ukraine, or when I was flying home, I happen to sit next to this other guy, this guy named Joe. He's from California, all the world, and like I was trying to like use my alchemy and figure out who he was or what his MO was, and like I thought he was like a government CIA plan or something like that. I straight asked him, like, do you work for the U.S. government? He said no, and like he basically was like one of the heirs to ExxonMobil, and like these people control like the better part of the world. I mean, I'm not trying to like disrespect them or anything, but I'm like going to give them the credit that like they really have taken over the world. ExxonMobil has like bunkers in Russia, like all over the world. Like it's fathoming like how big they are. Like they can't fail, or like they think that they're master hedging like Jews or something like that. Like can't explain it, but like this guy was like a pretty prominent person. Happened to just be right next to me. I'm still friends with him to this day. Like one of the very few friends I have. And like this guy was like he wasn't the Trump supporter either. Like it was like a backroom deal. Like they knew that like this was going to become personal with him. Like luckily for me, I'm not the only person who didn't buy the garbage. Name me one quote that the man said, or one thing he actually did of substance. And like, don't tell me build a wall, or don't tell me the economy. Like, come on. And like, like how he came out, like just the stuff that he did, like it turned into like this huge lesson in honor. Like, and it was not one that he wanted to like be part of. Like, I assure you. But, so like, around this time, like my sister says, she moved to National Harbor, Maryland, which is like an annex of Andrews Air Force Base. Like there's only like one way in and out of this place. Like millions of like or I don't want to say millions, but like everybody there like works for the government, or like police officer, or like Fed or something like that. Like real stinky place. And like I go there and like every once in a while, like through my omnipresence and like my connections with like communications correspondence, like there's like all they have these like colonies of clone girls, like the little Ukrainian girls with the big posteriors. They're sodomy puppets. I'm just telling you what they are. And like, and you have some dickbag looking men from probably live out in like Leesburg, Virginia, or Loudoun County, Virginia. It's where the electric pollution drops off. They're like a lot of stinky stuff in that area, like what these people do. And like this pissed her off. Like I said, Alina, boy, I wish you would have seen it. And so like then I have Gabriel, my sister had a baby, and to this man, like just happened to leave. She had a baby, and he left her, And like now I know that it was like basically to try to like have, there's like for several reasons, to try to like put collateral over us. They know that I'm not afraid to die. What I'm saying here, like if this really was even a little remotely true, they would have killed me. But like I said, they can't, because there's an element of free will that they can't override. And so they, like I said, my sister had this baby, this guy, like he supposedly worked for Amtrak, but I actually like saw him personally coming out of the J. Edgar Hoover building. Like he actually wanted me to see him. It was like, I don't know what the agenda is there. Like this kid she had, I wasn't a big fan of it. When I first found out that she was pregnant, I told her two things. Like had a heart to heart with her. And I didn't find out until she was 6 months in. And like my sister, has a very good job, but like she's not really my sister. Like there's nothing special about her. Like maybe, years ago before she was a mind control victim, she was a good person. Now she's like a soulless void. But this kid, like I said, so he was like good little kid. I had him walk. I taught him how to walk, and he was like, pretty picking up things really quick. This kid like loved basketball, man. He was like 1.5 years old, and he was like hitting baskets from like across the huge room, and like it was just pretty crazy. Then like one day, he came back, and like I don't know if they took him to get vaccinated. They'll say that they didn't to this day, but I know that they did. And this kid just like he looked at me and just started crying, and like it was absolutely just horrible to see this. And then like not long after that, nuclear, like I said, fucking dense radioactive fucking smog, like fucking blankets the air everywhere. Like my guess is like this place, like somebody lit this place up, probably China from Canada or Russia with hypersonic missiles. Like people had it out for us for years, and like this country gets what it deserves. And actually that kind of thing would make me happy. Like I look fine. I'm breathing in the same air as everybody else. I'm not taking a vaccine. So I'm going to end this here, and I'm going to start. Hopefully I can finish this soon. I'm very sorry for dragging this on, but I want to like kind of convey this in a certain way to you, in manner. Take care. See you soon.